everyone, and happy Monday. In my Monday videos, I am bringing you something useful to use or to work with your card making. Okay, so on today's tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how to make a flower using the ladybug punch. I'm really excited to show this to you. Welcome to Creating with Kristina. My name's Kristina Reese, and I come live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday here on my Facebook page, and it says it right there, 9:30 a.m. Central Time. I'm here in Texas. Excuse me. One thing before I get started on showing you how to make this flower is I want to make sure you are aware that Stampin' Up! Is having a joining special right now. And this is through February. But when you sign up with Stampin' Up! And you join Reese's Paper Pieces, my team, they're throwing in 2 extra stamp sets. Their joining special is already a great deal. And but this 2 months, they are throwing in 2 extra stamp sets free, and it's free shipping. But anyways, I just want to make sure you're aware of the joining special. We talk a lot about celebration. I'm going to be talking about that again in today's lesson, but just want to make sure you're aware of that. Okay, let's get started. So switch this over. Take this down. All right. Oh, and also don't forget, you can message me. I cannot point. There we go. Message me for a catalog. And then my blog site is right there. So put that down, there we go. Here is the card. What do you guys think of this? All right. So Patty Bennett, she is an amazing demonstrator, and she has some really gorgeous cards out there. She had a picture of a flower made with the ladybug punch, and I'm like, oh, that is too cool. I got to try that. So I made this card last night and I want to show you how I made it. Now, here is the ladybug punch, which by itself is just adorable. But I want to show you the stamp set that goes with it. So this is a bundle. And what we mean by bundles is when you purchase these together, you save 10%. Okay, so you can buy them separate or you can buy them together. But you save 10% that way. So cute. I love this one. You can bug me anytime. Do you have people who say, oh, I don't mean to bug you, but blah, 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 blah. I'm like, you can bug me anytime. You're my friend. Okay, great stamp set. And what else am I needing to show you? I'm going to be using the Sweet. So here's the catalog. If you don't have this catalog, remember, you can message me for it. But on page 48 is this Sweet, and I haven't really used much of it yet, but I bought it because I knew I was going to love it. It is, well, first of all, look at the dies. Oh my gosh, hexagons, circles, funky wobbly shapes, really cool shapes. But I love the hexagons. We haven't had a hexagon shape in a long time. There's an ephemera pack, there's note cards, but this paper, I love it. Pinks and gold, yellow, green, oh, just love it. So we're gonna use that paper, and then the stamp set, we're gonna use the thank you up there. All right, so this is the catalog. If you don't have a copy and you need one, just message me and I'll send you one. And with that comes the celebration brochure. Here it is over here. And I'm going to use, so this is the paper, the Abstract Beauty paper that I'm going to use. And instead of using cardstock like I did on this one for the petals, I wanted the petals to have a little more something to them. So I thought, ooh, let's find some designer paper that will make good petals. And this is the Marvelous paper. And whoops, this is not the Marvelous. This is the Abstract Beauty paper, which is amazing. Here's the Marvelous paper. And it's just tone on tone, but it has the petal pink. And so we need this petal pink for our card. And one side is marble and the other side is satin. Isn't that fun? Love that. And it also has the blue, the gold, and the purple, and also gray in there. Yeah, there's some gray. So all kinds of colors. This is free with a $50 purchase in the celebration brochure. So I punched out 8. You're going to need 8 petals. And like I said, you can either use them as satin, which is really pretty, or marble. And I really can't decide. Yeah, it looks gorgeous both ways. And I forgot to put on my comments this morning. Sorry about that, you guys. All right, so you're going to punch out 8 petals or ladybug wings. All right, and I have half of them satin and half of them marble. I'm going marble. There we go. All right, so I have my flower petals. There we go. We need some leaves, and so I'm going to show you on how the best way to punch the wings so you conserve paper. Okay. Oh, goodness. Look at all these comments. Do I have any questions? Good morning. Good morning. Look at all these people. I love it. You guys are so wonderful. I love you guys. Tonya wants to know, or Tanya needs to know, do you have any bee punches? No, not a bee punch, but we do have a bee die that goes with the honeybee home. Yeah, so here's honeybee home with the little cute bee there, and then there's a die that cuts it out, but that's as close as we've got right now. So we have the ladybug punch, and see this like line right there? That separates these two pieces. And if you go this way, that's fine, but you can't keep going that way. You have to go this way, but you don't want to be wasting paper by punching out a green ladybug body also. So put the cardstock right at the edge here, okay, and punch out some ladybug wings. And now just move it over until come again, and you're just gonna, this ladybug now is just gonna be punching out scrap. And that's 2, and we need 3 of these. So you need 3 ladybug wings for the leaves. There we go. All right, so that's how you use the ladybug punch to make multiple leaves without wasting cardstock. Okay, now this is from the Abstract Beauty. It's so pretty. Look at the back. I mean, I can't even decide which side to use. And here's another piece. This is black and, don't you love black and white? So they have this black and white stripe. But here on the other side, look how pretty it is. Another thing I love about the Abstract, it has the gold foil. Now the paper comes in 4x6. So if you're bothered by that, remember we're card makers and most of our cards are 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So that's that. Anyways. We are going to use both of these. So, and here is my card base. Okay, let me see. We are going to put this piece on here, and then I want about 1.5 inches right here, okay? And so I need my trimmer. Hold on, I forgot to get it. There we go. And I said I want 1.5 inches of this. So just put that in my trimmer. And then I don't want to waste paper. A 4 1/4, so 1.5 inches, 1.5. However, I need a little bit to overlap. So we're going to cut this at 3, okay? And that gives you a good 1-inch piece right here that you can use for something else later. Okay, so that can just go over there. They both need to be 5 1/2. So let me come in here and go ahead and do both of them at the same time. A little time-saving trick there. Okay, and now we have our designer paper for our base. And just get some adhesive out. And I am going to put the flowers down first and then overlap with the black and white. Okay. And just line that up. This is going to cover the whole card base. There we go. Make sure you're all lined up. Good. And then the black and white stripe. Yeah, Joan says, ingenious use of the stamp, of the punch. Yes, but you have to give credit to Patty Bennett. She's the one I discovered this from. So, anyways, thank you, Patty. So here we go. Now we need to make our flower. And I found, let me pull out my original card here. I found that it was easier to go ahead and get a circle cut out and then attach the petals to the circle. So the Abstract, here it is. The Abstract dies. Another reason you'll want this is you have 1 inch, 1.5 inch, Oh, I was thinking this is 1 3/4, but I'm not quite sure. And then this one, I can't see if you can tell, but it embosses a squiggly mark around the inside of the circle. Isn't that cool? Ah, so cool. But we're going to use the 1.5" one, and I need a color, decide on a color. And so I use my paper to make most of my color choices, and they're using the bumblebee right here for the center of their pinks. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to grab some bumblebee scrap, and oof, I got lots of it down here. Oh, come on. I need one that's 1.5" though. Here we go. Or you could use, like, I've got this scrap of designer paper too. That would be pretty. Wow. Oh, choices. I am going to use DSP. Whenever I can use DSP, I like to use it up. All right, let me get my cut and emboss machine over here and put my circle on there. Get this little guy out. And those of you who hear the noise, this is an electric cut and emboss machine. When I had shoulder surgery, I could not crank, and so I invested in this. It is an investment. I found mine on Amazon. Just Google electric die cutting machine and you'll find one. Stampin' Up's is a crank. So if cranks don't bother you, ours is amazing, but I needed one that I could do when I had my rotator cuff repaired, which is no fun. Okay, so let's make a flower. Here we go. You ready? You're gonna have our circle, put that down, and this is the side I want showing, so I'm turning it upside down. And here are my petals, and I said I want the marble side showing, so I'm gonna flip it over. And now you're just gonna barely put this on here. Right there where the two wings come together, you want the yellow to come out, the circle to come about right there. I don't know if you can see that or not. Let me zoom in just a wee bit more so y'all can see a little better. There we go. I just got to stay in the camera though. Okay. And you can use glue, and that's why I've used this mat. But remember, if you put on too much glue and it squishes out, you could get a big sticky mess. And I want to show you what I mean. On this pitiful flower here, look at all this. I tried rubbing it off, and it was just a messy mess. So just be careful with your glue. Use glue dots if you don't feel comfortable with glue. But I'm going to go ahead and use the glue, but I'm going to be very, very sparing. Hardly any glue at all. All right, so, and with my shaky hand, come on, there we go. Just barely any glue at all. And put it on there. Now, I've got this piece on. I want them to be fairly even. Okay, so I do need some grid paper. I can see the grid paper through there. You can too, good. And I am lining up my circle on the cross there. So the cross is coming through right there. And then you can kind of see back here, it's like 2 inches. 1 and then 2 inches. And so, whoops. Yeah, there we go. It's kind of hard to get that the way you want it. Okay, now that that's lined up, I'm going to go on the other side, okay? And like I said, I'm being really careful not to get too much glue on here because I don't want it to squish out on me this time. Whoops. Oh, I just moved my flower. Hold on. Another nice thing about glue, though, is it does move you around for a minute. There we go. Okay, and now it's easy to get the rest of them on here. We're going to put one up here and one up here. And, whoops, remember what side you're putting the glue on. And now that just goes in between, okay? And one at the bottom. And notice how it overlapped right there. That's okay. Okay, this is going to take a minute, you guys, so I apologize, but I wanted you all to see exactly how to make this flower. And I couldn't really do it without doing the whole thing with you. So once again, we've got it so that the edge of the circle is coming right where the wings come together, okay? And we want to stay lined up. There we go. Whoops, my nail bumped it. All right, there we go. And then bring this back over. Yeah. Pretty good. It's a little off, but that's okay. All right, now that you have the base of your flower put together, all right, we are going to fill in. We're going to put a petal here, 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 here. That means we need to cut these. So we have 4 more ladybug wings, but we need 8 more petals. So we're going to be cutting these in half or tearing them. Tearing them is just as easy because you're not going to see it. And you just want a wee bit of glue. Once again, not much. You don't want it to squish out. And you're just going to stick them in between. Okay? I can't wait to see y'all's flowers. And if you don't have the ladybug punch, it's a great, that stamp set and ladybug punch is just a great value. There, of course, all Stampin' Up! Stuff is, but now that you know you can make flowers and ladybugs, and I'm sure there's another super creative person out there that'll come up with one more thing to do with this punch. But anyways, thank you, Patty, once again. Love this idea. Okay, got that one, and then this one over here, and then we're going to do the 8 on the other corners. Okay, so there's that one. And then we're going to put 4 in here. Oh, now I've lost my place. Okay, here. Oh, I can remember now. It's where these two come together. Oh, and I knew I'd get off camera. I apologize. Let me zoom out again now that you've seen enough. Oh, there we go. Okay, where the original ladybug wings come together right there, that's where we're going. And then, like I said, I'm just tearing these in half. Those seem really close together there. That's all right. And this last one. Whoops, whoo, almost did it wrong. Okay. Yay, now I flip it over. Hopefully I didn't get any glue. Okay, there's a little glue right there, right there. Darn it. That's all right, I'm gonna let it dry. So hopefully I don't get smear marks like I did on my yellow flower. But isn't she pretty? Yeah. So that's how you make a flower with the ladybug punch. Now let's finish putting our card together. We still have our leaves, but we'll do those in a minute. I want to put this here on here, but I've always liked putting something to kind of blend the two lines together. And so we're going to use the Just Jade ribbon. I don't get to use this very often, and this is a great opportunity to use it. It's got the gold in it also to pick up the gold from the paper. And I need to zoom out a little bit more. There we go. All right, so this ribbon is wider and a little thicker. So making a bow can cause almost too much thickness for mailing. So just remember that. But another thing is that this ribbon is so awesome. It comes apart really like easy, makes like this. Oh, you can't see very well. Hold on. You see how it frays like that? And it makes it like soft and like fringe. I just love it. So we're just going to put enough on here for a knot. Just a little square knot, nothing big. Okay. And okay. Let me get my clamping tweezers here. Of course, tying a knot's not as difficult as a bow, but I still love using these things. They're called self-clamping tweezers. I got mine off Amazon. I have a little Amazon link shop on my blog. So if you can't find a pair, you can just go over there and use my link. Now, it is a affiliate link, so I do get a little commission off of it if you use it. But that commission I use to help pay for my newsletter and my blog. Those things cost money. If you didn't know, all businesses that have them, you're like, oh, why does this cost so much? It's like, yeah, well, we kind of have to pay for all this stuff that we're using. So, so I hope you don't mind that. Okay, and then There. Now, if you do not want this ribbon to fray, okay, there is a sewing trick that we have, and it's called no fray glue. You just go to a sewing shop, like here in the Texas area, we have a place called Joann's, and it's just this clear, it's not like it's a glue, but you can't really use it to stick things together. All it does is seal the fibers there, and it'll keep it from fraying. But I want it to fray, so here we go. We're gonna pull it apart. Okay, come on, there we go. And then once I've pulled it apart, then I'm gonna kind of trim it up a bit. There we go. Well, actually, no, I like it just like that. That looks awesome. Okay, so now we're gonna do this side. So fun tricks to do with your ribbon to get it look a little different than everybody else's. There we go. Oh, that's so cool. Okay, neat. Now let's put our flower on. We need dimensionals. There we go. And I just use 3 dimensionals when I do a circle. That's all you need. There we go. And now, before I stick this down, I kind of want to know how far over my daisy should be, or my flower should be. So I know I'm going to put, hold on, I got to cut these in half. There we go. I know I want to put 2 leaves down here. Okay, so and I don't want my leaves to come off the paper, but I don't want my flower covering them up. Come on. There we go, that's good enough. So see, I need to come over quite a bit so you can see the leaves, all right? So if I've already got the backing off, yeah, so there we go. And also I don't want that caught under there. Okay, that should be good, right there. All righty, now let's put these leaves on, and I'm just attaching them to the card front. I'm not lifting them up. And we'll put one right there. And then we'll put this other one kind of at an angle. There we go. So we've got those 2 leaves, and now we'll put some up here. So the reason I punched 3 was because I wanted 3 leaves at the top. All right, and so one of my leaves will just be saved for something else. All right, so we have 1 and 2. And 3. Okay, actually, let's put that one under there. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so now we have that. Now all we need is a sentiment. We have thank you, and this is from the Abstract Beauty. Hello Beautiful is the name of the stamp set. The bundle is the Abstract Beauty bundle. The dies are the beautiful shapes. So it's kind of hard to keep it all straight. Now I need a strip of paper for doing the sentiment. I didn't get that out, so let me get out some scrap paper here. And I just need a little 1/2 inch. Don't need very much at all. So I'm just going to put this in here and cut me off a little 1/2 inch. There we go, and we've got the thank you. And I'm going ahead and staying with the pink theme here and using my polished pink. There we go, and whoops, come here, little dimensional cover, get out of there. Now, notice that the U, the Y in the U may come off of my sentiment, but that's okay. We'll just let it. Yeah, it came off a little bit. That's okay. No biggies. And I'm just going to put this right here. I'm trying to think. Do I want to do something fancy? I'm just going to cut the corners like that. That's fancy enough today, right? And we need a dimensional, of course. Just need one. That's a little bitty sentiment. There we go. And where that glue came up, that is a great place for that sentiment. Thank you. All the way in, a little bit off, a little bit off. Okay, there we go. Yay, we did it. I hope you all enjoyed today's tutorial and that you actually got some some value out of it. Like I said, on Mondays, I'm trying to bring techniques, basically techniques. And today's was using the ladybug punch to make a flower. And I love doing stuff like this with you all, and I just enjoy seeing all your comments. And remember, if you ever have any questions, I try to go back and answer them, but if I don't see them, please, you all can answer each other's questions. A lot of the time, you all know the answers faster than I do, so just thank you again for joining me this morning, and remember, if you need a catalog, you can message me for a catalog. Don't forget to sign up for my newsletter. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. There we go. My newsletter at creatingwithkristina.com. So you get all the information. I have a card kit coming up February 1st. I'll be sending that newsletter out next week. And that's it. All right. Y'all have a blessed day. And I'll see you Wednesday for Card Challenge Wednesday. Bye-bye.